Ooh, baby. Number 1 versus number 2, and NAVI is up 1-0. They take Mirage over Gambit. We're going to move on to Dust2. What's up, Matt? How was that first map for you?
That was great, actually. That was, look, it's been fun coming back and being involved in Counter-Strike again. Last week hosting, this week casting, but that was the first game that I could feel some intensity. You know, that felt like more what I'm used to seeing from the LAN days and you know, top decision making, some good intuition mid-round. Seen lots of skill from other players this past week. Yep. Obviously saw Furia last week, and but yeah, this overall for me, that was the first full-on game that I've had the chance of witnessing as Gambit. This map is all green, despite they're only a 65% win rate with a 58.8 apparently of NAVI. Yeah, they seem to have the upper hand. Now, NAVI has had a tough time this week. Amiga, that loss stands out.
Yeah.
Fours, they just barely won that, and then obviously 2 of these losses are to Gambit.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Either way, we don't have to chat too much about it. I'm glad we got to show all that green and red because we're live into the pistol. Simple has pushed up into lower dark. CZ in hand. Ooh, this could be multi-kill written all over it. Hobbit and Inter's about to walk into some fire. There's the first. Oh, and he controls it for the second. He's got teammates on catwalk, but they can't finish off the final kill. Oh, yes, they can. Nade lands on Nafany's feet.
Yeah, it does. He's gone. He's exploded in this round as Shiro now back toward T-spawn, trying to look down middle. Bomb is being corralled at this point in lower tunnels. Now, they don't have control of A or catwalk, so it's not like they can completely surround that bomb, but they've got a good position that will force Gambit to have to fight. And fight they shall. Unfortunately, not for long. Boomich, that's a lovely shot, and I'd say that secures the round in itself. Shiro does have the P250. He's got some armor, but the smoke's going to make things even more awkward as he's going to walk through and just be completely gray screened. If he somehow wins this round, I'll call this the best moment so far of the event. But they're going to look for him. They're going to search through. And as that smoke fades, Electronic's in a perfect position to capitalize on the fact that he's going to walk into him, and he'll get the advantage being just on the outside of the perimeter.
Well, Simple starts us off with a bang. Nice double kill. Good setup as well. Ready to support him from catwalk with 2 players. Here we go. Second round out of Gambit. I'm waiting to see what their investment might be. 5 FAMAS on the board for NAVI. And just 1 scout is dropped by Nafany over to Shiro, and that's it. The rest are Glocks.
So Nafany this time down toward the lower tunnels position again. Bit will wait with the FAMAS in middle. Seeing a lot more of the FAMAS in the last year, Jason, which it's exciting. We used to see just SMGs in these rounds, right? And the SMGs don't have that range, especially on Dust2. There's so many long-range encounters. That Deagles could shut them down again, Simple with 2 kills. But it's nice to see the FAMAS. That was probably the most overlooked gun in the game for a long period of time. Making its way downtown, you know, back into the meta. So, kind of cool. I do wish burst fire, and I know that there was the big thing about the burst fire at Blast, which Maui Snake had to go ahead and ruin and prove that it was actually just a collateral in the first bullet. But I do wish burst fire had a little bit more power to it, because then the FAMAS would be really cool.
Yeah, I think all the old school people do.
Yeah.
Remembering the days of 1.6. Ooh, good shot onto Simple. That's Inter's entering in with the scout. And Electronic's got to go passive. They might actually be able to get a plant here just due to the fact that Electronic is trying his best to stay alive. He's got a stack. There's a pop flash up, and Bit flanks him on catwalk. Excuse me, I was incorrect. One of the things that I had to watch in this series was the level of Bit. He had a great Mirage, but it's Dust2 where he's looked the best for this team throughout this week. In that narrow win against Fours yesterday, he was spectacular. This is a map that he's been looking pretty good for NAVI, so I'd like to see him continue to match that Mirage performance we just saw in this map number 2. Nafany relegated to the Deagle due to dropping a scout in the previous round, and 4 AK-47s around it.
Bitboy gonna get up beside the doors in middle. No one there yet, and he's actually gonna change that position with Simple. They're gonna boost one up on top of Firebox. It'll be Simple that gets elevated in that position. And that will mean Bit, ooh, that smoke dissipating. He may have been spotted, but regardless, they're gonna expect someone in middle. So he's actually gonna rotate off toward B. That'll mean it's a 2-2. Very passive A, but they're gonna go toward Catwalk to get more information. And this will shut down any chance for a mid to B split. Some ways, Bit being spotted there might actually play in their favor, right? If they see him moving late, do they think that he's just come from middle and that there's a second player in the form of Simple? Maybe they'll think that's the only one there, but Molotov out on catwalk either way. That's thrown by Boomich. Bit
Simple's
meanwhile.
gonna have a role to play. Yeah, take it away.
Well, I was just going to say he's got to bait him into exactly that. So we were both on the same page there, Jason, because he's got to pull that aggression, and that smoke has a gap. That's why you play this position, and that's why Simple's able to get the shot. Now he's going to try and wrap out and find a second one as well, but Exile, Nafany doubling up, and Hobbit adding to it have turned this round on its head as Gambit now find themselves just against Electronic in a 1-on-3, and Electronic is over at A. Bomb will be heading toward B.
I think you just saw a good example across the map of why sometimes the FAMAS hasn't always been a very popular weapon. Just doesn't have great stopping power, especially against those AK-47s. A few dinks in there that just couldn't get cleaned up by the FAMAS, and a nice mid to B split from Gambit. 2-1 as Electronic is able to save his rifle.
So Electronic at the pit will do exactly as you say and hold on to the weapon. Gambit will immediately respond to make it 2-1. And forget being relegated onto Deagles in this next round. They'll easily be able to make that by one better and have 5 guns to play with. Nafany, though, did end up with 2 kills, by the way, despite, as you say, being the one on that Deagle from dropping out the gun. So pretty spectacular from him as he was able, by the way, was able to sneak through mid. He was the one that got by Simple.
Yeah.
He was the first player that made it through there, so they weren't ready for him to be at the window.
No, they didn't expect it at all. I mean, when you have a player boosted up like that, you're kind of imagining in your head as a B player that you have all the information you need, or that it will be passed along to you, and obviously just didn't come through. Simple also lost the ensuing fight due to that FAMAS. When he dropped down, ooh, scout, but it's Simple who's tagged. He went for it. Had an opportunity. And a 3-1-1 for Navi. Simple B in middle. Electronic on Cat and Boomich at long.
Hobbit will hold on the AK-47. And he's going to try his desperate best to take out Electronic. He does very well indeed. Molotov goes toward the goose position and a smoke as well to cover off his close proximity at Catwalk and allow him the wider peak gap. Is in it. He won't go for the drop down. He just wants to hold the A players, but not spotting anyone else. They need to make that call and give the information to his teammates. And now they're going to work up Catwalk. A is totally clear because they've just won long as well, and you guys saw it at home. I don't need to read you every goal. There was one in the meantime that's given them the firm lead in this round.
Oh yeah, firm lead and firm win. No one goes down. Good job from Gambit. 2-2, excuse me. And that's just, I mean, again, an opening on Catwalk. Electronic gets caught off guard. Good duel from Hobbit. Just swinging up Catwalk and taking that fight. And able to exploit rotations. And again, just certain fights are just such a disadvantage for the Navi players. Boomich pushing out the long cave. He's playing with an MP7, not able to complete the kill.
Saw about the doors bit. Okay, yep. Just don't move. Just stay right there. Just, okay, well, now he's tagged by the nade, and they heard that impact rather than the explosion, so they'll know he's up close. Another nade, just trying to take him down any way possible, and Nafany knows he's got to be hiding in that corner. So good use of sound and process of elimination to get the opening kill against just these pistols so far.
Yeah.
I always feel weird saying process of elimination. Effectively, you're eliminating everyone, aren't you, Jason?
Yeah. Yeah, you are, but that shouldn't shy you away from it. Ooh, good USB kills. Oh, Boomich. So close, yet no cigar. Shiro survives, and we're looking for a 1D, gonna miss narrowly before being eliminated. So, Gambit quickly respond with 3 of their own. And Navi gonna get the rifles back on the board, the stronger ones as well, the M4s for most players, but it's the utility behind it that's gonna be lacking. 1 kit on Perfecto as well.
Shiro not spotting anyone yet going toward B with those smokes down. Tries to get that position with the scout. And it's Bit that's got to be careful. I say scout, excuse me. He's on an AWP. What silliness am I speaking, Jason? It's blasphemy.
Blaspheming. NAVI deep angle to CT spawn. It is right on the other side of that wall, but Navi actually has a long setup at the moment, so they're going to be so far from being able to help this split. I don't think they realize they're out yet. NAVI and Hobbit are walking. There goes Perfecto, and just now Bit's aware he's got it all to do, and he's got nothing.
Yeah, that's tough.
One kill, but that doesn't matter.
That's pretty clever from NAVI just walking out like that, and as you say, they had a long setup. There was no chance. If somehow Bit could have sprayed down 2 at the window, I'll throw in an extra 10%, but no chance after that. Bomb down, and then NAVI gonna have to save their weapons. So we're gonna go 3 to make it 4 now for Gambit. And that's 4 in a row. Connect 4.
Yeah, Dust2's looking good.
Yeah, reminder, it's Inferno is the 3rd map if required. And what do you change? Because Dust2 for me is like a hard one. Because as soon as you change one thing, it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. The catwalk seems so important in CSGO. I mean, it's always been important in most iterations of the map, but for the rotations, especially the CTs, you know, you get locked off that position. You pretty much have to come from CT ramp, which I think is the most awkward position. I would much rather try and retake B, to be completely honest. I know that makes me completely insane, but...
I mean, we knew that already. We already had you pegged as the insane
one.
Oh,
yeah, 100%. Like, scale of batshit crazy. The casters, the scale's like Maui Snake maybe on like the sane side, or Maniac, and then there's me and Anders at the far end of it.
Okay. That's a weird scale.
On a scale of Maui Snake to Sadokist, where do you fit in?
Yeah, where do you fall? There's no good answer. It's a trick question. Navi relegated to some pistols. Electronic and Boomich going to be on catwalk. M4 and FAMAS. Ooh, Shiro's able to take one down. A little bit blinded. And they're losing all the fights. Navi's trying to get into a position, but Gambit's doing such a good job. And they're ready for all the follow-up peaks as well. Navi trying to set up a trap on catwalk that just gets obliterated.
Yeah, absolutely. It's trying to get aggressive, but Hobbit's able to pop him up and immediately take him down. In fact, Shiro, though, Hobbit got it clean. Takes Perfecto trying to push back and get some map control anywhere across the board. Instead, though, Gambit come out now with their 5th round in a row, and you're right, they're looking pretty solid on this T side. But again, it's difficult for the CTs. It's everywhere you go is almost a fear of the unknown. It's hard to get information without being ready to just take it. The T's, in this case, especially for Gambit, seem to be set up and ready for trades in all those occasions.
Well, the nice thing at least now is they got some weapons and some utility to fight with. They have the ult back in the hands of Simple. I think in the hands of Simple for maybe the first time, maybe just the second. We'll see how dynamic he's going to be. Bit and Perfecto inside the B bomb set. Electronic on catwalk by his lonesome. Boomich and Simple going to control long for the moment.
See, what I did there, chat, was show you what happens when you yell at me about compression, because then I actually turned it on. So don't think this is on my side, okay?
I was wondering about that. I'm
sick of you. So now you can just put it to bed, and we'll let it move on, and that's that.
All still mates.
Nah, yeah, we can be friends, I guess. So Hobbit will hold and wait from catwalk. Boomich will wait with the FAMAS in hand. He's actually going to be careful. He's got to be careful of ramp, and he's got, thankfully, Electronic to cover that. So he's watching for the drop down. There is one there, though, and he's not ready for NAVI because rather than dropping straight on top of the smoke at CT spawn, he went the boxes. And Hobbit, oh, I love it, walks the tightrope just to get that extra elevation and keep his headshot away from the crosshair. That's very well done. Gambit's so confident, aren't they, Jason? They look so happy to take these fights.
Yeah, they look really good. Using a lot of utility just to get into a nice position, and then just individuals taking it from there. Good flashbang on the railing to get the opening kill. That's from NAVI, and Hobbit just able to walk up along the railing, and there's no sound cue for Electronic to pounce and goose. There's no footsteps. There's no indication that he's coming to clear that angle that normally allows you to maybe have a bit of pre-fire. It's just walking right into an easy battle. 6-2. Gambit is running over NAVI on their map pitch.
Jason, I've come up with an idea.
Holy shit, you scared the hell out of me.
Let's just ASMR cast this one.
I've listened to a lot of ASMR, Matt, and that is the worst.
Actually, it puts me to sleep. It's actually, like, no joke. I know that it's an absolute shit show on Twitch in that section, but the good stuff, when you just can put the picture down and listen to the real sound, actually helps you sleep. It's pretty good, or it does for me at least.
Yeah, all the licking. Is that what it is?
Actually, no. That's one of my least favorite triggers.
The world is a fascinating place. Twitch is a fascinating place.
Why is it ever these days?
Yeah, it's an amusement park.
Look, let's just put that thought back in the hot tub and move on, okay?
Yeah, moving along swiftly. Look at the money. Look at the money for Gambit. They have lost 2 players in the past 5 rounds. That's mental.
Yeah, it's not gone well for Navi since opening this up. Good nade damage. That'll put Perfecto down to 31. In fact, Electronic got hit harder with that one. He's on 86, so been damage dealt on both sides of the map as Perfecto has to back out of B as a result of his damage. Couple smoke toward middle. Looks like crisscross. Double molly as well. Man, they're using everything they can to push Navi back at this point. NAVI blinded through the smoke, still manages to find Bit. Perfecto's going to go hunting P250, but they're already out middle. He knows it's a matter of time. He's got very little go. It's like being in the garbage incubator in Star Wars. The walls are just closing in on him, Jason.
Garbage incubator.
I couldn't remember the word, okay?
Incinerator?
And thank you. What was, you know, the one?
Yeah, compactor is what you're talking about.
Thank you. That's exactly the word I was looking for.
An incubator is meant to grow something, so you'd be in a trash growing room.
All right, we need to get back on topic in this game. It is an eco, so not a lot lost. We're all having fun here today.
Especially Gambit. Gambit's having a great time right now. This is when Counter-Strike is a lot of fun to compete in, is when you're up 7-2 and you're having no issues. Just so we can keep track of it, that's now 2 Gambit players have died in the past 6 rounds. That's it. We've got 3 players on 16,000, and I mean, we can just round inters up just to be nice.
Yeah, this is getting a little bit awkward. Bit's going to go on to an AUG, by the way, so your Bit watch, as you like to call it. There's one to watch for you, as he's going to try and get things rolling. Simple as well, and the AWP buys down to completely nothing. He has 0 left in the bank as Shiro tries to catch out 2 players crossing over to the B site. Boomich out toward long. Unfortunately, Jason, no one actually caught on to what I said. I said put that thought back in the hot tub.
Yeah, I caught that.
Okay, I wasn't sure if anyone else did. I'm glad you're smart enough.
Yeah, I'm controlling it.
Someone has to.
I'm trying not to encourage you to go deep into the hot tub hole. Maybe
tomorrow I can stream from down by the river or something, and we can just have like a similar to hot tub stream.
I'm down, Chris Farley.
Oh, what a legend.
Simple. Yep, he's got it. He's got Hobbit. We've got a kill on the board for Navi. 5 on 4.
Well, it's going to be NAVI that's still in catwalk and trying to take back a little bit for Gambit, but finally NAVI with a lead that's been sustained, not traded back immediately, and perhaps something they can make of this round is they're going to swap Electronic back to that catwalk position, meaning now it's a rifle, knowing that likely if they're going to come around the corner and having already lost one, they're going to go with speed, with poise, and as the smoke depletes and dissipates, it was a flash that was intended for Electronic to go for the peak. He was a bit slow on it, and then when he did, he didn't actually check all the way down to the stairs, but they get information that there's at least one more player on that catwalk position as Perfecto stays inside of the B site. Simple, hang on. AWP wants to see what. Instead, it's B. B, and they're busting out. It's Perfecto that has to hold it. As he tries desperately to bait them into shots, and Nafany's got middle. Now they've got problems. Gambit might have done enough, but they're running out of time. They run out of time indeed. And even though it's low HP and they've got the advantage, they will not get the round. NAVI gets away with one.
Yeah, but I mean, they're going to get the round win for that, but that feels like it didn't really necessarily count because they didn't actually control the situation. They're very lucky that Gambit ran out of time. Perfecto does just enough, holds that bay just long enough, and Gambit's just so slippery. Applying pressure on Catwalk, forcing Electronic back to railing, using the smokes to make it feel like they're going to be attacking Catwalk any second, and then hitting the B bomb site, and the Catwalk players are dropping to stop the rotation. It's so difficult to know when the next engagement is going to come against Gambit. But they all count. It's 3-7.
Perfecto will hit and hold at mid. Outside of the window, scaffold area. Cheeky little spot, but needs to be very careful of how it's utilized because if they come around the corner too quickly, you don't really get to fall back to the window too easily. As Simple starts things off again, Electronic smokes down, wants to sneak out. They check this. Surely they're going to, well, the spray for sure, but I was going to say, surely they're going to try and put utility onto that position now at the stairs. So Electronic decides better of it and falls away as we get a bit better look at Nafany's position out at Dumpster Long.
Yeah, that's a great position to be in. The problem is they don't have access to Catwalk, and a new smoke just went down. I think they might just go through it. Electronic's going to try and time this Molotov with a flashbang that's coming in. We'll see if we can get out in time. Ooh, that's perfect. That's perfect. They're going to fight in it. Oh, Boomich goes down, but Hobbit does burn, but not enough production out of that play.
Not enough production, but Simple starting to add them up. Try and go for more, but it's not going to happen. Nafany's able to sneak out. That whole time he waited it long has worked for him because now it's again the advantage for Gambit. And although this time I think time is going to be a factor again, Bit's going for this. There's only 6 seconds. He doesn't actually need to. Okay, they've gotten onto the plant in time, so he is going to be in a better position. They still think he's catwalk, so shame on me for assuming otherwise, but the jump will give the information, and he does not know that they are both on the platform, but he sprays them both down, and the Bit watches on, baby, because now he's got a defuse, and it'll go to 7-4.
That's brilliant. You're right. It didn't seem like you had any knowledge both of them were there. What a tough clutch to win. Nicely done from Bit. Even coming out to the open with an empty AK-47. He gets away with one there, but well done. The transfer over behind those barrels is so difficult. 4-7. Boomich is happy. Couldn't tell by that shot of him, but he is happy.
Shiro spots one crossing. The jumping player going to be would not have been quite as aware of the push down middle. I take it back. Maybe they did see it when they jumped over because they certainly have Electronic poised and ready for an attack at that door position. And on top of Xbox, they bypass the smoke, and it's going to be a 3-2 favoring B for the speed tease. So Simple shot extremely important as he'll get Nafany, the man who opened up the last round.
Navi's got the opening kill these past 3 rounds. Force Catwalk back. Simple at railing with an alt. Boomich close up to the doors at long. Could maybe have a flank if he wants it. Hobbit's coming out mid for a mid to be split, but there's 3 defenders here. Navi's had a lot of trouble with these tactics, but with 3 players, surely this round they'll be able to handle it.
Exile gets bit down. Perfect So Electronic, and then Perfecto actually got 2 in that situation. I was hesitant to say that he would, but Simple closes the round on rotation. So that all starts with Simple, and it'll end with him as well. And that's important, again, because, again, they were favoring that 3-2 toward B. So the op's starting to come alive, and Navi will pull this back to within 2 rounds now.
Yeah, this is nice for Navi. Problem is, what really kind of sucks is that run, that 7-0 run, obviously is tough because it's 7 rounds for Gambit, but they barely got any kills. We saw it towards the end of that streak. They had 3 players at 16K. So now, no matter how many you win in a row, there's just always cash there to burn through. They're going to have so much money still by the time the losing bonus hits its maximum. And they've still got, you know, after this buy right now, after losing 3 rounds in a row and just reinvesting, 9,000 on Inter, 7,000 on Axile, 6,600 on Anthony, Gambit's fine for the rest of the half. So Navi's doing this the hard way. And if they can continue to string rounds together, fair play to them. It's not an easy thing to accomplish. Round 13 underway. And to contrast how good the money is for Gambit, we see 4 FAMAS and an AWP for Navi. They just want the utility. But Simple's got a fast boost and an opening pick again.
Yeah, he's starting to come alive now, which is brilliant. As Boomich will stay behind the doors at long. He's going to be in a good position as well. They're not going to check it. This is exactly what we're talking about with Trigger Discipline. Oh, he does! He does check it! And that is so unlucky for Boomich because he played that perfectly, and the FAMAS can't capitalize. Again, another dink that goes nowhere. The AK wins out in the exchange, and credit to Axile for having great reactions. Double take and still finds the headshot. This time, Simple's not as accurate as Electronic will get the shot onto Inters. And they'll start to work back toward the site. Nate up. Anthony's on 16. The second need never comes through, and Electronic gets taken down by him, but still have to be so careful because he's fighting for this position. The bomb, all right, it's going to make the right call. It's going to go through middle and go toward B because they know they can't hold that position, and Shiro doesn't even care. He just goes for the kill instead.
It's really unfortunate for Electronic. I think he got forced into a fight he didn't want to take by the Molotov. It's maybe not unfortunate, but good play from Gambit. He's out in the open. And yeah, Shiro getting that bomb towards top mid. He fell all the way back, and there's no running to be when your teammate's fighting 2 players, and you know where both of them are on spawn ramp. Shiro gets a couple a nice easy pick from behind, and disaster strikes for Navi again. They're out of money. Simple's gotten up because he had some in the bank last round, but that's it. That and Electronics Deagle are the only dangerous weapons they're really carrying. An unarmored CZ on Bit.
Electronic this time to sneak up. So just like that, despite that Navi are able to win 3 in a row and finally start to look like they're coming back into this half, their money gets limited again. But the pressure doesn't because they still want to put 2 toward Catwalk. Boomich, quick pre-fire with the USP, not able to find any headshots. Shiro will get him back on the AWPs. Bit in middle will get taken down by Inters. And I think this round is going by the wayside. We'll see if Simple can at least hold on to the AWP for round 15, Jason. Because the lost round bonus is still at 2 rounds.
Oh, there's no way Gambit lets him hold on to it. They're gonna throw everything at him. They might even hold off the plant, you know?
Yeah, we've seen that before, right?
Me.
You don't plant to let them push. Yeah, and that's exactly what they're doing. Oh, I take it back. Hobbit's going to put it down, but they are a lot closer to B.
I was going to say, they didn't plant until they got in position to really, I mean, this is 35 or whatever. This is a lot of pressure. All right, that's a lot of years of Counter-Strike just glued into my brain.
It's okay. I can tell that there's a lot in there, just by the shape of your head, Jason. As Simple takes down Axile and enters to Perfecto. Simple does get erased. They tried so hard to get there. It was protected for a while, and he manages to get 3 kills overall in round 2 at the end, but that gun is gone. Simple's on 14. Look at the rest of the kill totals on his team. Where are they?
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough out here. In fairness, as well, I wouldn't even necessarily point the finger and say they're not like playing well. They're missing shots or missing plays. Gambit's just playing this so good. Gambit is just so good at the moment here on Dust2. Auto snipers are out. Perfecto goes down. And they're going to rush B with that. Exile's already in. They're loving the pickoff. They know there's likely only going to be 1, maybe 2 more people And Boomich is running in to his death.
Good shot. M4 is all he needs, apparently, as he sneaks out the lower tunnels, but that gives up B. Flank for Electronic. He knew that there was going to be an auto sniper. Why is he not? Why is he not trying to pick that up? It's 10-5 now for Gambit in this game number 2, map number 2. And of course, they're trailing by 1. So this is looking good perhaps for Inferno.
Yeah, well, we'll see what Navi's T side is going to look like. But certainly Gambit is in the driving position here on Dust2. You're right. There's just not a supporting cast around Simple right now, which there was on Mirage when they took that first map.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and Fair played a bit, had one of the best clutches so far in this series, but that's all he had. Those 3 kills in that round, and he has 6 total, I think, at the end of the half. I'll just confirm that really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, these victories from Gambit have been just so comprehensive, so strong, and right out of the gates, Inters has already got 1 headshot. Any more added onto it? No. Electronic fights his way in. And Navi is pretty committed here. 2 flashbangs on Perfecto, waiting for that smoke to land, waiting for these peaks as well. And Simple tries to go a little bit early. That smoke had 1 bounce left in it. So a doable retake now in a 3-on-3.
Doable. That's one way to look at it, as Perfecto will catch out Shiro. Good shot back the other way. Bit's got the better of the exchange, though, with the block in hands. Axel with the Perfecto. It's down to just Bit versus he. It's a 1-on-1. This is going to be extremely tight. Bomb's not planted, but it may not matter. There's a minute. This comes to a kill. Undoubtedly. USP trying to pick apart Exile as he's got the Glock on Bit's hands and a chance to do it because only 28 to work with. But we know how menacing a 1-tap from a USB can be. And this is becoming a very contagious battle, and it's going to at least finally go Bit's way.
Yeah, that's a bit awkward. I mean, Axel was even lucky to get into that fight. Bit missed a lot of bullets in that magazine before eventually he's able to reload. 6-10. Well, I mean, that's both pistol rounds to Navi at the very least. And if they can convert this second round, they inch it a little bit closer, and then they're within striking distance. But they're going to have to get through this buy. 2 SMGs, 3 SMGs, and 2 upgraded pistols for Gambit's defense. And it's going to be a brawl at long.
Brawl's on. Boomich. Only good for 1.
They need to do this quick. They need to do this adjustment real quick because an AK-47 has been picked up by Inters, and they're going to start rotating back. It's way far out of the action at the moment. And Gambit, they picked up SMGs because they wanted to be able to do these drive-bys. And it's a crossfire. 1 in CT spawn, waiting to pounce. There's the timing, but Simple's got the walkthrough. Only Shiro left. Eagle not connecting, and that should be the danger abated. Inter is going to start slowly backing off deeper into spawn. Save the picked up AK.
Yeah, they overflow out of middle, and it's a little bit awkward, I'd have to say, as Inters will hold in CT spawn. That AK, like you say, picked up so early in the round, but now the only option for it is to be carried over for the next one. The best gun in play right now, as there's 3 Galils, but Navi is going to make this 2 rounds in a row. So once again, Navi is going to win both pistol rounds and convert them, because we've seen a lot of ecos actually winning out this week. Like, a lot. I think too many. What was it, the first day of 8 pistols that we saw? 6 of them were eco wins after.
Yeah, something like that. That was an odd day, but I mean, we're seeing those second rounds converted more and more. That was just extreme. 10-7. Okay, it's good to see Navi. I mean, yeah, it's only 2 rounds. It's the pistol, and it's a round against, you know, SMGs and upgraded pistols, but it's good to see them handling business at least to start this half. Mac 10 on Boomich to try and get a little bit of cash flow built up. Simple's going to stay on a P. No, nope. He's got a Galil on the ground.
Oh my. Boomich. You love to see that. Starting it off in style. Get taken down. Cash with 2 kills, and Simple's just going to spray, transfer 3 with a Galil. I know it's against not much, but it's a lot of bodies laying on the ground at long.
Yeah, good control with the Galil. Could have got a little bit spicy, but now he's got a spawn and he's got the AWP. And actually, Shiro's got the long spawn as well, so we might see a little bit of off-on-off action.
I mean, this has been a good battle. Simple's on form right now, so seeing him on the AWP is great. We know Shiro's been sharp as ever lately. Simple's just going straight out long doors this time. He's already in position at Dumpster. Perfecto, does he want to try and be hook, line, sinker, and pulling toward that position? Oh, no. Molotov down. They both actually throw smokes to extinguish it, which means they wasted a little bit of T-side utility. But they're desperate to keep their opper alive. They're not very careful at middle, though, because Nathany's able to find the open. Electronic taken out as Bit comes back in and finds Mr. Hobbits. Says Perfecto. Oh my goodness, now doubles up. He's gotten down Axel. He's gotten down Shiro, and Simple gets Nathany. It's just like that. Going to be another round for Na'Vi.
Oh, man. Gambit tried to get a little bit clever. Oh. Double push off catwalk after presence was already shown.
Hang on, though.
This
Hang
flank,
on.
yeah, the timing of this.
I was going to say the timing. If he had actually just walked down the stairs, now he should get... Okay, maybe not.
Maybe.
I was going to say, if he walked down, Bomb was still jumping up Xbox. He could have caught Simple and the bomb at Cat, and that would have changed everything. But at this point, I think he knew he was just looking for exits, and he's going to get Simple down. So at least the AWP, and that should be the end of it. He should back away now.
Yeah, Gambit trying to get a little sneaky, pushing 2 on catwalk after one player had already gone down there. And I think it might have worked if it wasn't for the fact that the entire Na'Vi team was in middle. If there was just 1 or 2 people with standard control, maybe they get away with it. Perfecto's the beneficiary with the double kill. And a 9th round for Na'Vi. So as dominant as the first half felt, it was still just the 10-5 lead at halftime, and that's dwindled to 1.
Yep, it has. And again, Na'Vi, having won the first map, starting to apply the pressure now to Gambit.
Timeout called by Gambit. AWP in Shiro's hands and trying to figure out what they want to buy around it. Small buy with the Deagle and 5-7 picked up. Stressful.
Understandable, though, this time out, though, Jason.
Yeah,
because
absolutely is. They're getting rolled a bit. It's 4-0 for Na'Vi. They've been caught off guard, which has got to be, it's got to be a bit surprising after switching sides. Bit of shell shot coming at you. Maybe not. It's just so weird. That run from Gambit just in the score line of Na'Vi at halftime where Simple was just like head and shoulders above all of his team just made it feel like Gambit was in such a strong position, and certainly not anymore, regardless of what it was looking like 4 or 5 rounds ago.
Hold on, because Boomich is definitely coming alive in this second half, so even though there's not a lot of guns on the Gambit side, still an important round. Simple's at 22. There's still, by the way, every single player on Gambit is out-fragging everyone on Na'Vi except Simple, who tops frags for the entire server. No one else is even in double digits for Na'Vi. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, Navi's got to bail out to the other side of the map. That was a huge stack they just ran into. Shiro can put a stop to this. If he gets one more pick in mid, that smoke should stop any more damage from coming out. Now it's all on Hobbit. Inside of the site. CZ. When does he pop up? Just now. Immediate kill on Boomich. It's powerful. And he still has position. And he can still go for one more, but Simple takes his head off through the box. And that opens up the site. Plant goes down, but Gambit's coming for it.
Wow. The speed of these headshots. Simple jumps up. He can beat the rotation. He can't. Axal's got 2, and Gambit's got their first of the half to keep the lead, importantly. They're going to pick up a ton of guns in the process of this, so that's a huge round.
That is a filthy stack that Gambit just had at the B-bomb site, and Na'Vi knew it as soon as they took that death from Electronic. They had to have known it was going to be an issue. The AWP is there. One player boosted up on the box. There was even a second player ready to jump up if his teammate went down. 2-round lead for Gambit. Na'Vi gets stopped in their tracks, but another buy comes out. AK's the AWP on Simple as well.
Simple shoots down from mid this time. Smoke still waiting to be deployed as they'll hold on catwalk as well as be pressure as always, as by default. They're gonna okay, now they're actually just boosting for okay, it is gonna be a run boost. Interesting. Alright, so they're gonna put him across, see if they can get information from Boomich. I thought they were looking to put some sort of interesting bounce smoke or flash out at first, but they'll go for it and realize it's clear. And so is the entire A site at this point. Remember, I say the A site, specifically referring to this spot, the platform that we're looking at, because you do have Shiro at long, and they're still anchoring that as well with Exile. And they're going to have a rotation as well underneath, so they're still got good coverage. But the point is they have access, at least for now, to catwalk, but that nade coming through the smoke was never spotted by Bit until it was too late, and he gets taken down to 62 as a result. The drop strategy. Who went? It was Perfecto. Gone already. Bits found by Shiro. Perfecto. He came into middle at the same time, excuse me, as our camera jumped around. It kind of threw me off a bit, but he's got NAVI down. Smokes dissipate. Doesn't matter. CT's cleared. No one's out. It's all about catwalk. It's all about Gandalf. And again, they still have long, which means they don't have to worry too much, but Exile's head shows far too far forward of the railing, and Electronic gets at least one kill. That may enable the bomb plant and will for NAVI.
Oh, it's going to be tough to clear Perfecto out. Certainly it would have to be Shiro from behind, but he hasn't moved just yet. Retake is going to come in. 2 through spawn. Shiro coming back to long as we speak. This is a timing. This is a timing for Perfecto, and he's about to swing and grab surely at least one, maybe two. There's the tap away. There goes Hobbit. Oh, and he's got one more. Or Electronic steals it away, but that means the AWP can survive inside the site. And NAVI have to battle for that one, and they've got it. They've got it all. 10 to 11.
I honestly think that, or thought, I should say, that they had that the long was all theirs. They played a very passive retake position, but Exile, he was crouching as if his head was still down, but it was clear that he was too far forward. That was easy for Electronic.
I didn't think that NAVI was going to win. When Shiro gets that first kill, like, NAVI's kind of relying on that drop to work a little bit. They weren't layering flashes for the long op. They just threw out the one. They wanted to have the double peek with one up top at the rail and one on the ramp. And when the ramp player dies, I thought it was all over. So good recovery. Good job by Electronic. And an opening out at long. Bit is stuck at the moment. Smokes everywhere. And they want to go bail him out. And it's costly. 1 kill from Hobbit, 2 from Shiro.
Boomich, audible noise as he drops down in middle, but still has the safety of a smoke down by those doors. NAVI's up close getting a read on this, and he'll be calling that he's heard at least one. There's only 2 left, so that's good enough information. Dink on Boomich. They know they're out middle now as Shiro gets smoked off. Still a chance. They can isolate if they go fast enough. Enters, but he's going to flash himself back out. Spot to one left. He knows they're going to be pushing toward the window, and they're both on red. But you could still gamble on black with Simple alive, as he's going to put the bomb down, swap the gun. He's on the AWP, and you could bet your bottom dollar he's going to be pushing out and peeking middle. He's already done that, in fact. I didn't see anyone at CT as he'll work his way into the closet. That is a tough position. So is back plat.
Molotov.
Luckily for them, there's no nades, but there is a Molotov. That's right. And look how low they are. Boomich is going to swing it. Hobbit's there. Molotov's gonna go. That HP. Boomich has to move. He's on 14. He hits the shot. That's all he had to do because Simple's got doors covered off. And that is a good hold on low HP from NAVI.
Unreal that Boomich hits that. And that Simple 25 kills, 14 deaths. What a recovery from NAVI. I can't believe they went and tried to save Bit out at long. They lost a lot for it, but these two just played a masterful, masterful clutch. 11 to 11. That's the money. This should be a lead being taken from NAVI. Armor picked up, P250 Deagles. There's 3 nades for a nade stack. Exile, NAVI, and Hobbit. It looks like they're going to be heading towards long, at least those 3. And same with Electronic and Perfecto. So Electronic's got to be careful. He might be eating a couple AGs here. There they come, bouncing off the walls. Ooh, they go a little bit too far. Electronic still just going to go to the corner, hold the trigger. 2 frags for him. And long control for NAVI.
Nice shot by Enters, though, to get Bit down. Simple. 2 smoke. Oh, gap. 2 smokes. They make it by, though, but that's Information from Shiro. They'll have, I think, spotted him in return. They're not actually putting any utility onto Elevator. 3-on-3. And an AK for Inters to try and get back to the site. Has that information that they've crossed. Knows that there's 2 at least. So you expect he's going to check box. Oh, he's got a spot. As was in check boxes as well as Goose. Instead, he tries to bait them out while they go for the stack on the ramp. But the flash made it impossible, and they made it. This time, Shiro's... Now, where's Inters? Shiro's taking the aggro. I was going to say Inters has... He does now. He's got the first kill. Perfecto's tag. One back, Simple, 1 HP. Gets the shot, and Perfecto's able to swing out and catch Shiro. That got close. I thought NAVI might have had that.
I thought actually Boomich was going to go down way earlier. That's a really nice attempt at the retake from Gambit. And yeah, they're not throwing utility at Elevator because they're worried about the AK-47 salvaged on Catwalk. That was the main danger. And Gambit almost able to steal one away. But NAVI take a lead. This second half, 7-1 in the favor of NAVI. And this is one of those games where Simple's taken over. It's happened, 26-14. The rest of his teammates are just filling in the gaps, doing what they can to help him out.
I mean, they've come alive a little bit. You're right. Simple has taken over, but Electronics now up to 14, whereas 2 rounds ago when I highlighted that, I think he was only on 9. Perfecto in the last round as well looked really solid in that supporting role at long. So they're getting there. Simple's bought them time, but he still needs his teammates. And they're starting to wake up, which is encouraging as they take their first lead since being up 2-0 in the pistol, really. So pretty significant. First half pistol, that is, just to clarify as well.
NAVI seem to have a called pretty early. They want to emphasize the B bomb site. Simple's already rotated back to upper dark. Bit and Boomich and Electronic working together for mid control. They'll have to make some presence on Catwalk if they want this to turn into a mid to B split. They'll at least have to let Exile and Shiro get the sound cues, and Hobbit as well, that they flash back anyone at the corner.
Hobbit to hold. They want to sneak in. Electronic goes, checks tight into the door. But thankfully for Electronic's sake, Bit is immediately behind him and able to get the trade. So Flash goes high, Inters peeks on the back of it, but doesn't catch Bit. He actually made it past the APC and stared at the wall, so he didn't get fully deterred by that. This is all a ruse, though. Doing a fantastic job. Oh, I was going to say holding him over on that side, but it's a collateral kill from Shiro is Perfecto. And Simple go down. Exile's got the other on Boomich. And now Bit's little Gambits will get taken down by exactly that team.
Yeah, that's it's not bad. NAVI trying to pull a fast one over Gambit. They didn't budge. Those B players, the flash over the peak as well. They had all the information. They knew it was just one player outside B, so nobody moves. And Shiro, yeah, poised. Unfortunate lineup for NAVI. Didn't even really look like a lineup, but we'll take it. 12-12. Now it's NAVI who's running low on funds.
I mean, such is the nature of this back and forth affair. I mean, I say back and forth. Obviously, this half hasn't been quite that, but it's the kill totals, right? They've been keeping it very honest.
That's a tough find. Good shot from Simple. Shiro gets caught out in the open. NAVI's got to be careful next. They have that came from spawn. They saw their trajectory, but actually it bounces right back at NAVI. It almost turns into a mid to B smoke. Bit's gonna get back into cover because he's blind. Man, Inters. He's the only one on this half of the map, and he's got so much to do. He's delivering for the moment, but it's too much to ask.
And Hobbit tries desperately to push back inside of the smoke, expecting that there was no one else inside of the door. He wanted to cover off lower tunnels. Little did he know that he was actually walking toward his own death. as Bit gets the kill, and Exile's just going to save this. So Navi holding on again, 13-12. But what a match we've got going on Dust2. Remember, Navi's already up 1 in case you're just joining us. They stole away Mirage, and I say that because the last 2 times they played Gambit on it prior to today, they'd lost 16-11 on both occasions. So this could be a series for Navi, 2-0 to return the favor of the last 2 times they've played. It's nice that our number 1 and number 2 are from a single region, though, because it creates this rivalry, right? There's a real blood match between these 2 teams. Simple is absolutely having that control of it himself.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. But I mean, man, the amount of CIS teams in the top 20 right now is pretty wild. I think there's six of them, 5, 6, something like that. There's blood feuds everywhere you look. 1 round lead for Navi, 13-12. Simple knocking on the door of 30. And just like the first half, he's found some opening picks here and there that have gone a long way for Navi. And Gambit, unfortunately, on this defensive side, and just not able to put 2 rounds together means the money's always just been a little bit rough. They've had some solid buys, but they've never had cash flow for any stretch of the half. And certainly if they're to lose this round with this kind of an investment, everyone at $200 or less after the buy, it's even with the full loss bonus, it's not going to be fun. Navi knocking on the door of a 2-0 win in this series to close out Group A.
Knocking on the door, it's not open yet. Because anything can happen when you play Gambit, including flashes at middle and a double peek cat. Exile again with a double kill. Seems to be good at finding multi-kills. He's either good for 2 or none. As Exile comes through this time to give them a substantial lead. 1:29 still on the clock in the round.
That's a really nice switch up. That is a really nice tactic to call that catches Navi completely off guard. Aggression in mid with the flashbangs over. Boomich gets caught trying to book it to catwalk. Lower gets caught as well. Gives themselves a lead that they can then just sit back and relax. And it's pretty important they got both those kills. Look at the utility. Smoke, a Molotov, and an HE grenade left for Gambit. If that wasn't successful, that's a lot of resources that wouldn't have accomplished much for you.
Simple gonna work his way through the past the lower tunnels with the AWP. Exile nearly spotting him. This is a bit awkward between the 2 of them. Electronic as well going back. If Exile takes 1 more shoulder peek right now, he could spot them, but doesn't want to do that just yet. Doesn't want to give himself up too early. Knows that they've got A locked off, or at least Cat locked off. They've got A covered as well, though, I should say, with Hobbit in position at car, but they don't have any information as to B, and this is going to be a save. 20 seconds, they're just not even going to bother trying to battle out the mid to B or directly through tunnels itself, and we'll go 13-13.
Yeah, you can have a buy with this kind of a save from Electronic and Simple, especially because Electronic's got decent utility still built up behind him. Simple can drop at AK-47. Bit will be able to buy himself. It's Perfecto or Boomich might get stuck on something a little bit lesser.
This was the start of it. That flash out so brilliantly placed, and Exile able to get the 2 kills that pretty much shaped the entire round right then and there. So tie game again. Gambit really want to force this series to Inferno. Gosh, doesn't quite go deep enough. Bit. Gonna hold and wait. Exile's gotta be careful this time. Smoke gets the corner, but he was in the open and fully blind. Thankfully, there was enough utility to cover off the doors that Navi couldn't come through and absolutely charge over top of his position, but they're going to commit to this. They've got control of long. Send 4 through just to get 1 in the form of Simple in the pit, and he'll see if he can spot anyone toward A. The response is to push up catwalk, and right now that's exactly where Bit's playing, and we can see it in the smaller image on your left side of the screen. He's gone, so they at least take back position, and that's a good response from Gambit.
That's such an important kill as well.
There has to be a gap. Hobbit knows it. Yeah, they messed those smokes up terribly. flash will be, he has to look away, and he knows to spray because they're going through. Peeks back out, and Simple's ready for it. No, he's not. He got NAVI instead above, which means Hobbit at least gets trade, but Simple found one in a rather tight and timely situation. And Hobbit staying alive, though, is the problem because that gap is inviting, and he'll go through to find Electronic. Gambit have a chance with a two-man advantage to retake, but not unless Perfecto lives up to the name. He finds Hobbit and enters, and Shiro gets him down. But Boomich, on the wrong side of the box. Gambit's got it. No bomb plant for Navi.
No bomb plant, and that's hard-fought win. Exile makes the winning play. Bit is throwing that Molotov to prevent anyone from pushing on Catwalk. They want the Gambit defense stuck at the bomb site, stuck at the Gandalf for the corner boxes. They want them trapped there. And Exile steps in front of the Molotov to eliminate that part of the attack. It's a huge play. I don't actually think that gap was a mistake, by the way, Matt. I think they actually designed that to cross over and have Simple peek behind it with that gap deep towards CT spawn.
Entirely possible. I mean, we've seen things like that before. The problem is that it gave Hobbit just so much to work with, and the fact that Simple can only get one of the two.
Run. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And Simple A did do a great job of hitting the player on Catwalk as a result of it, which means the bomb has more access to the site, but they never even got that plant.
Yeah, that was tough. Good kills from Perfecto. I thought he would bring it right back. Unfortunately, 2 stunning headshots, all he could pull out. 14-13. Yeah, this is what it really does suck for Navi. You gotta basically save this round. You can't invest a whole lot. You've only got a 2-round losing bonus. Even what they've invested right now is kind of pushing it. $2,400 is what they'll get in the next round. That means what? Boomich is gonna have 3,900. Simple with it right about there as well. It's not going to be good looking.
Lost round bonus as well. It's only on 2 at this point, so third after this round, but bomb plant almost essential. To get a complete buy, although Simple's just got NAVI now with a Deagle. That'll give him a bit more purse to work with.
I'll give him 30. 30 on the map. And surely he doesn't do anything magical here. One more headshot and he might crack this round right open. Unfortunately, they only have Glocks around this Deagle.
Simple still trying to find anyone else that dare stick their head out and put it into his crosshair. The deadliest pixels in this match so far, the ones between those white lines on Simple screen. He finds 1, he finds 2, this time he finds 3. He is the multi-kill master as Boomich will walk back through smoke down CT. He has bomb, but it's not a B split. They have no one inside tunnels, and that gap smoke and firebox moves worked out perfectly. Axel nearly getting an ace. It's going to be Inters to steal away the last kill. At this point, I don't think they care about that. They just want a 3rd map, and they are 1 round away from getting it.
Yeah, good awareness from Exile, rotating over to make sure they couldn't pick up that gun off the ground. Everyone from Navi showing up just to try and secure the 1 weapon, and Exile's able to destroy them all. Navi with 2 chances to force overtime.
Exile instead, though. This round is going to be tasked with holding out at long. Shiro with the drop off at Cat. Run. Shiro can't get a shot as a result of it. Puts out the incendiary, which will deny them from getting up the stairs. Go ahead, sorry.
Boomich now on Catwalk with Bit behind him. This is very quiet, very slow from Navi. Perfecto's even lurking out mid, having some presence, but he's got no utility. Has no smoke to drop and spawn to make them a wee bit nervous about a mid to B split. Another run boost to get out Catwalk quick. Flash for the corner. It's just 1 player, Hobbit, who's blinded. Now he's unblinded, he wins that. It's the Galil that can't handle it, and Shiro's coming back to help.
Team Flash. Apparently, I thought it came from the T side, but it was Shiro trying to give Hobbit help that actually cost him his life. Perfecto with a late lurk in middle, trying to get Gambit caught out as Exile again on catwalk. When there's one, there's two, but there's Perfecto on the backside, and now it's all down to a rotation. A man advantage. They've got Long as well, and it's going to be NAVI with the kill. All electronic. Finds the first shot immediately. Smoke down, second as well, and he has to know it's toward Long. He can't get it. Shiro's one out the map. Gambit will force Inferno.
Yeah, that's a grueling battle, and man, everyone from NAVI, they didn't have utility. Everyone from NAVI was dedicated toward making sure they could take the bomb site, the A bomb site, and that's opens up Exile for such a huge flank. Another double kill, instrumental in winning that. And Gambit, listen, that got close for how dominant their first half felt. NAVI delivered an equally dominant offensive side, and Gambit's fortunate to get away with that one, but that brings us to the third map. That brings us to Inferno.
It does absolutely bring us to Inferno to decide what's going to happen at the top of this group, but what a match we're having. We're seeing some heroic. Simple looked excellent. Team came alive late. Exile certainly turned things on in the end, and he is so good in those multi-kill situations. Look, Jason, I'm not going to waste any time. We've got to cool down before we heat up on Inferno, I think. Map 3 coming up, and this is a grudge match between these two. So I think with that said, Jason, we'll go to a break.